What's up, guys? This is Cy Jones over here, and today I am in Honeydew shooting the Cy Sessions podcast here at Sota Sky Lounge. And today I am so excited because I'm having a gent that he's slowly becoming one of my favorite gents in the industry right now. Got to meet him when I was doing one of his gigs. It's called Ladies First at Perere, and today he gets to come to my side of life and we get to talk about the music, the entertainment, and everything in between. So excited to see what he has in store for us. So excited to hear what he has to say. So let's go on ahead and do this. Okay, this is me clapping right now. All right, we're online, we're live, right? Okay, awesome. Yeah. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cy Sessions podcast. My name is Cy Jones, your host, and today I am sitting with a gentleman. I think the gentleman I'm sitting with next to right now, actually, he's got a lot to say, a lot more than I thought I would get out of him, which is what's making me excited. He's a DJ producer, and as I understand it, he has a lot more going on because eventing and entertainment-wise as well. So we are going to get to know him and everything that he has to say, and I'm so excited, like I said, because, I think I'm joking. Help me welcome G-Wash10, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Cy Sessions.
Sure. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the invite.
Yes. How are you doing today, actually?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
I was hoping we'd shoot outside, but the weather is somewhat different today. I was really hoping we'd be outside so that we can catch the sun, but there's no sun to catch.
Yeah, unfortunately.
How's everything though? I mean, I just want to get an idea of where your mindset is in terms of where we are COVID-ically. How's everything with you?
For me, personally, I'm okay. Yeah, it's there. I think we have seen COVID since last year. I mean, we might just accept that it's here,
Yeah.
So the minute you start stressing about it,
yeah,
it means you are in denial. So
shucks, true.
you just have to accept that it's here, and how do we live with it? Yeah. So I'd say I've adapted.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we've just been seeing a lot of deaths in industry. I feel like industry people are dying actually, and you usually we've gotten to a point where when we see a death, we first think that it's COVID. But recently, I feel like I'd be amiss if I didn't mention the 3 lives that were lost recently through a car accident.
It was five.
Is it 5? Oh, including
guys within
driver.
the industry. Yeah, and then there's an old man as well who was involved.
Are we talking about the Kilakau?
Yeah, the very same accident. Yeah.
Shucks.
I think he's a firefighter. Yeah, he was part of the accident.
That's tragic because I think nowadays, as soon as you hear that something happened, you assume it's COVID, but only to find out that it was a car accident that took these gents' lives. Honestly speaking, I feel like we need to acknowledge that since we are shooting this in the time of it happening. Did you know any of them, by the way?
No.
You didn't know any of them?
I just saw them from a distance. Yeah, they were actually. The first time I saw Kilakau, it was when Euphonic got him from the internet, and then you just started following what is it that they're doing and stuff. And I'd say those young kids were making it. They believed in their craft, and the fact that you can go to a place and find over 2,000 people just being there, happy to see you dancing to your music.
Yeah, true.
Then it means there's something right that you're doing. They had a proper vision, and may their souls rest in peace.
May they rest in peace, Nyani, because I'm also thinking, Umbora, guys, wow. Yeah. I feel like the piano co-producers must be moaning hard right now. I think so musically as well. I think also just the enthusiasts of the sound must also be moaning hard. But anyway, may they so rest in peace. Like I said, it wouldn't make sense for us not to acknowledge that before we go on ahead and get to know you on everything. So now, rewind back and let's get back to happier things in life. Get back to happier things in life. Before this, we were talking and you had mentioned your time in the industry, and just want us to go on that as to, you never said how long though. Here's what I want to know. How long you've been in entertainment, how long you've been doing music and have been in music, and those are the two things I want to know before I move on. How long I've been in the industry?
It's since 2008.
Sure.
Yeah, to date. So which is it 12 years?
Is 2008 12 years?
What is it?
I don't know. I'm lazy to do the math. I am. And now, how long you've been doing music?
Music from 2011. 2011. 2010 I just started learning how to use the software, but because of varsity, I couldn't focus more on making music. But 2011, that's when I adjusted to what do you call the workload.
Wait, am I allowed to ask how old you are?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 29, turning 30.
No, you're joking.
Yeah.
I actually had no idea, because when you said varsity, I'm like, hold on, why does that sound like my age? Like, people are like, it's so inspiring. I always find it so inspiring. I'm 24. I'm 24. Let's just keep it at I'm 24. So I was like, wait, no, man, that sounds like something for me. It's actually so inspiring that because I usually say, I remember talking to Punk and telling him that, when I was 19, I was collecting your music. So that means you started making music when you were a teenager. So it's always inspiring because I took the other route. I only started doing entertainment and music in 2013.
Okay.
You see, it makes me wish that I had started earlier. So when I meet people like you who decided they wanted to, engage in this thing, when they felt like it, it's very inspiring to me. What made you want to take that route, by the way, actually, at the time? The music route? Yeah, the music route.
It was a transition. I started collecting music when I was in primary.
Yeah.
Your Oskitos, the compilations, the cassettes back then.
Yeah.
And then I used to be up to date in terms of new releases.
Yeah.
So when I then go to other events and gigs, I find that the DJs that are playing music that I had 6 months back, and I want to hear something new. I believe that a DJ should teach me something new. So I then decided to say, you know what, let me learn how to DJ so that I can play the latest music, and then it got to that. And from there, that's when I decided to say, man, slowly we're running out of content. People are producing, but they're no longer giving you, you wait for a compilation and say, I know when Cy Jones releases, there will be the song. But when she releases, I don't find that song that I feel like, it's actually moving me. So that's when I started to say, okay, let me now learn how to make my own music, so that I can play what satisfies me, But at the same time, music, when I make music, it's not really about me. It's for the people, And it took me time until I got the sound. But people started understanding my music, responding to it, And then that's when I knew that, okay, I managed to get the formula. So now let me just put more effort, learn, and
get it done. Because when you mentioned that you are the one who brought the Limpopo boys, and by the way,
I didn't bring them this side.
What did you do? What's the phrasing so I don't get it wrong?
I used to have a place that I was running in 2012 in Bramfontein.
Yeah.
So I would book most of them. Da Capo, Punk, Dark, you know, and a lot of guys that I met around here. Our Eltonic, Bex and Terry's. Actually, the guys, I just knew their music.
Oh, yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, and then, you know, because of the internet, social media, we started engaging. My first ever event, I had Eltonic and the couple.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Because I was also thinking, Uguti, I mean, I did mention to him that, Uguti, I'm like, however, why was it the first time I was meeting you 3 months ago? I do not understand. I don't understand. And when I met you, I was like, hey, this guy has great vibes. I would love to get to know him more. I would love to engage with him more. In fact, now it's like, I want to keep you in my contacts, though. Right? I was just like, this guy is important.
Yeah.
Very important. And I was thinking, perhaps because it's no secret, I mentioned it to you, it's no secret that parts of the industry has cliques. That's not a secret. We know that for a fact. And I was just like, maybe he wasn't part of any clique that, you know, that I can think of. But then when you mentioned the Limpopo guys, I was just like, oh, okay. Okay, it seems like it might have been a clique to me, but it wasn't. Was it? It wasn't. Ne?
Nah, it wasn't a clique. It was just, you know, I had a platform to give people
shucks,
an opportunity.
Sure.
And being the person I am and how I was raised, if I see talent in you, I will put you on.
Please high-five me. I feel like the industry would be so great if we all had that mentality.
Yeah.
The South African music and entertainment industry would be so much better than what it is if we all had that mentality.
Yeah, I guess so.
What is your opinion on people who don't have that mentality, by the way, actually?
You know, people take a lot of time building their own empires. They are in any position to say, no, I don't want to put you on. Like, it's their camp, it's their hard work. Why? I mean, imagine it's like now.
Why are you entitled?
That entitlement. It's like being angry that the Mutsepas didn't invite you to their family gathering. No, it's their family gathering. Like, that's why I've seen a lot of movements. And if you can check, it's the same people, the same lineups and stuff. It's their people, it's their relationships, you know. So you can't just come and say, no, G is putting me on. I mean, you know, one thing that people are missing is that the cake is too big.
The cake is very big, my friend.
The cake is big. You know, you can want to be a part of a certain camp or cliques, as you would say it. Get there, but just end up being absorbed. But find that there is a spot somewhere. There is no popularity, but that's where you can actually empower yourself. That's where you can actually get money from.
True.
You know, so people need to start thinking that,
like that
one person can't close the whole industry.
That is so true. Because I find that I don't know what kind of mentality we have as musicians, that I feel like we are trapped in our own minds, whereby we feel like sizomonela umani and not feel like this cake is big enough for like literally anyone or everything. I don't know where that energy is coming from, but I find it very awkward that in South African house music, we can only name 2 international people. One. That I find very awkward. That is very awkward. No, I'm sorry. Am I weird for feeling like that's awkward? Because right now, what are we? We are literally the epitome of house music. Yeah. So to find that there's only 1 or 2 people who are internationally recognized, I find that very awkward. But I'm just
and when we say, let me understand, when we say internationally, Botswana, Lesotho,
Well,
they are international as well.
Yes, true. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I'm talking about someone who will have the recognition of, let me say, Black Coffee and what also Themba is getting recognition for right now. I'm just saying that for the amount of people that are currently putting out the level of music that they are themselves playing on those platforms, surely more than 2 people should be in those spaces.
They are. Black Motion.
Black Motion, thank you.
Where Black Motion
Black
was
Motion.
traveling the world.
Black Motion.
Da Capo, Enonapa,
But are they in the same level?
Cairo.
Though? It's a different conversation, that one, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they're picking up. You know, what's important is that they are there. You know, they are recognized. And the fact that they are traveling these countries as well. I mean, you can't just wake up today and be a Black Coffee. You know,
I agree 100%.
They are steps, you know, and I believe that the fact that they are able to take a flight to Portugal and wherever.
And be there.
I mean,
in
Shimza as well.
Amsterdam.
Shimza is recognized. You know, I saw a lot of guys, Dark, who used to travel as well internationally. Raps Vhafumakadzi used to travel. Punk went to a couple of countries as well. Now last year I had a booking in Germany, but because of the lockdown I couldn't go. And then I managed to go to Kenya in December. You know, so it just shows you that there's
steadiness coming.
Yeah, there's steadiness coming. You know, it says that if you check the people that you mentioned, Coffee Themba, they've been in the industry for so long. They've made their mark. I mean, back then, Fresh used to travel a lot.
Yeah.
He used to be out there a lot of times.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I do. I'm just like, I like this thing of just being on the other side of the board. I enjoy being on the other side of the board, whereby I'm just like, we can only name, let me say, my point is we can only name 5, 6, 7 people. And for the amount of people and for the amount of music that's coming out of South Africa, I feel like there could definitely be more. But that's not anybody's fault. I'm not blaming anyone, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that there's something we need to clock.
You know what, Ne? I think that for some producers and DJs to be traveling, it's also the impact of those who have been out there playing their music in those particular countries. Do you understand? It's up to you. I mean, Black Motion, for me, they can play my song internationally. That's the best they can do. It's them putting me on.
I agree.
I can never feature with Black Motion. That's the best that they can do. It's a big brand. What am I doing? Am I just going to release the song and say just because it has Black Motion attached, then automatically it will become a big song?
Yeah.
It's also an effort that you should put.
The energy as well. The push.
You know, there's a lot of things. There's a guy of mine that I work very closely who we decided that we're going to rebrand the G-Wash10 brand. Ne? And he said, Joe, I see you from far. Ne? The talent is there. The passion, the focus, stuff, but you're not moving. I think that's he's just being honest. You're not moving. There's this thing missing. Do you have this? Do you have strategies? Do you have whatever? Do you have whatever?
Sure.
What's your long-term goal? What's your secondary career? Things like that, you know. And then he made me realize that, like, I was just all over the place until I came down and started structuring it. Okay, this is how we should do it.
Sure.
We like to jump stages. And as much as sometimes people would jump stages, they will get there quick, but they've missed a lot of steps. And then when you get there, something goes wrong. You now have to start going back. It's just like within record labels. People think record labels are exploiting people. Most record labels are not exploiting people.
Are they not though?
No. Like I can give you a simple breakdown. How much is studio time?
I knew you were gonna say that. 100%. I knew you were gonna say that. I have a love-hate situation. I always say, listen first, look at your position and see the offer on the table.
Yeah.
That's what I always say when it comes to anything in a record label involved.
Yeah.
Because I think as creatives, we do also, because not, honestly speaking, G, not all of us think in that way.
Yeah.
Not all of us think in the perspective of what can they do for me? Am I willing to let them do that for me? What's the exchange? How much of myself do I have to give up? Not all of us think like that. All of us, we think, I just want to make music and I want to be famous.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we want. And fame doesn't, there's money within the industry.
There is,
People are focusing on
the way you said, you're like, I'm ready to give.
Nah, I'm not going to give anything. But there's money within the industry. And now we're looking at fame having 1,000 likes, 400,000 followers and stuff. But we're losing it. People want the following and that's it. People want to post and then they want to see 20,000 people reacting to that. That doesn't determine how much money you're making and stuff. It's just there. It's just there. Yes, it's important to have followers on social media. But most of them, are they following you for who you are? Some, I would see pages where they have 1 million followers, but when they post, less than 100 people react. And I'm asking myself, who are those 990,000 people within your following? So there's just a bigger picture.
I think I hear what you say, and I've always been a person who, especially you mentioned with your rebranding, that I think the things we need to acknowledge, that there are certain structures that we need to think about, especially when it comes to building the brand, to making the music, to putting the music out there, to pushing the music. And I'm one person who just also feels like do you know when you're in a situation where if someone doesn't want you to do it, then you don't get what you want? Have you ever experienced something like that?
No.
You have not? Must be nice. So let's talk about where you are musically right now, because I think I can get an idea of where you've been before, since when you're starting to collect the music. Where are you right now, sonically?
I'm happy with where I am.
Oh, that sounds beautiful. Don't we all want happiness, right?
The thing is, there's a time for everything.
Sure, yeah.
Thing is, the reason why we would lose it is that we want to rush the process. So where I am now, I'm obviously not where I was 10 years back.
Yeah, obviously.
And not where I was 5 years back.
Yeah.
The fact that I can be booked at events, the fact that I can collabo and I can be in studio with the biggest names in the country, the fact that international labels would hunt my music, it shows that I've managed to get the formula right. And that's the attention that I was looking for. To say, as long as you hear people calling you, oh, Coffee played your song, Temba played your song, Black Motion played your song, Problem Child played your song,
Cy Jones played your song.
Cy Jones, and let me just, it's just that sort of starting it from top to bottom. But you know what? I acknowledge the most young DJs or underground or unknown DJs that are pushing my music and everyone's music. Because trust me, I'd come across big artists where they would go to a venue while they're waiting for their slots. Cy Jones comes and rock the set, and they ask,
"Who's that?
Who's that? What's that song?" It's the young guys out there are actually putting us on.
100%.
You have
no
the
idea.
Resident DJs 100%. Are putting us on. the reason why some big artists are playing our songs, it's because of the young guys.
100%. I think a lot of the one thing I realized is there's a remake you did. Yeah. So the funny thing is that there's an event that my friend hosts called Spiritual at Carfax. Yeah.
Mlu.
The Mlu, yeah.
Okay.
The way when that song is played, the way they go wild.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, you guys. They go wild.
And let me just tell you how the song.
Yeah.
I was going to Meda's birthday party in Pretoria West. So I was driving with Problem Child. Just when I was in the car, when we parked, I played the song. And I was like, come on, man, I'm taking the USB. I'm going to play it. Played it. Meda came running and I was like, Joe, what's this? Then shared it with the Black Motion guys. And at that time they were traveling international in Mexico. Rocked it. And then Hyena had the song twice. And we started engaging because it was released under Rise. So our idea and strategy was that, man, you know what? There's this wave in South Africa. It's a beautiful wave. It's taking over. So we don't want to waste content. So
when you say wave, sorry, what do you
mean? Well, there's Mapiano, which is dominating radio and stuff.
I just wanted you to be specific.
Yeah,
sure.
it's a beautiful genre, ne? And then there's us.
Sorry, the way you said it, it's like it's a beautiful genre. I think it don't hate me. It's a beautiful genre. That's how you.
No. Like
it's like you're disclaiming what I think it's a beautiful genre. Don't hate me.
Not to say that I think it is.
But yeah.
It is. Sit down and listen to my piano. You'll realize that it's a beautiful genre. Yeah. So we decided that we taking the song outside. It will build a CV and then come this side.
Sure.
And Meda from Black Motion was one of the masterminds, in terms of how we should run the release.
Okay, cool.
And then got into the hands of Hyena. They released it, and then under Rise. Yeah, and then it became what it is now, and the song is quite old. Most of you guys don't know that the song is over 8 years now.
I know that. But having to hear it cause the commotion it does at Spiritual, that was very refreshing.
Yeah. I mean, I saw it. I saw videos from Deep in the City. I saw videos from a lot of
I've never heard it at Deep in the City, but also I'm honestly new to Deep in the City, so I only started going third season. I'm new to it, so I don't know what was happening before.
Yeah. So that was actually how the song became where it is now. So and I think because of the quality of the song, it's something that's gonna be here for long. When our genre becomes, I don't know if I should say relevant, but it's still relevant.
Which genre is not relevant now?
No. I'm. You know what, ne?
Yeah.
Our genre, it's there, ne?
Which I want you to listen to.
Afro.
Okay, cool.
Afro, ne?
Afro.
It's there.
Afro
and Afro tech, it's there.
It's there, like. But it's very relevant, Futi.
But now, Joe, we not like go to places and play. It's there, but you know what? There's something that we're missing. We need to make it relevant, extremely relevant. I mean, now if you go to venues, if you go to the casinos anywhere, you're like when you play, they look at you like.
They don't. At Sweet Pop's Me 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I started the set with Citizens Deep, Shisa, then from the new album that she dropped. My whole set was Afro, in fact.
Yeah.
They loved it. And it's always the case.
It's slowly coming back. Like it's the guys are pushing.
Coming back. What is this coming back conversation?
It was there was a point where, Joe, we're not doing it, and I think maybe it was because we are comfortable.
I don't understand what you're saying. It's mind-boggling me right now.
Maybe one day you'll understand.
Because I saw a post that Shimza posted. He was like, "Let's make Afro cool again." I'm like, Afro's always been cool.
It has, but are we giving it to the people? Are we selling it to the people?
I think that's the conversation, Yokuba. Are we selling it to the people?
That's it. And exclusivity as well. I mean, if a song is popular, I don't want, as a Afro person, not me per se, but some DJs, they wouldn't want to play it because now they feel it's commercial enough. It's too commercial.
Okay.
If a song, like there are DJs who would want to be as exclusive as possible. You would get people even telling you not to share music because they don't want people to play it. And why?
Send me music.
Why are we keeping it? Why are we
why
not why are we not giving it to the people?
That is my chat as well.
I think for me, I kept music for so long because one, I wanted to understand the process. Two, I don't want to take out music for the sake of taking it out. I take it to engineers. It costs a lot of money.
Yes.
I take music to the engineers, and whenever it's done, that's when I can start taking it out. You know, so I think that's the reason why I keep a lot of my music. It's because I want to get it right, and then so that when I give it out, it has the necessary quality.
Yeah, very, very, very important.
You know.
Which now that I'm saying that, I see a lot of ridiculous things. Things I feel like are ridiculous, but that's because I'm wired differently. Yeah. So I also believe 100% what you're saying. It's very important to focus on things like the engineering of the sound, because a lot of people are going to complain, why are we not getting Grammys? How is your song engineered? Who engineered your song? You're not getting Grammys because of all of that. You need to focus on things like that. Which, by the way, on that note,
I mean, you should even see other big projects now, like from back then, your old school houses and stuff. I saw Chima saying he wants to re-engineer his songs and then put them
from back,
put them on the digital stores. You know, it's because he's not satisfied and he understands the quality has to be in this way. You know, so of which it shows you that we need to invest in engineering our
very
music.
Important, because I'm sorry, because I read another post by one of my faves actually, China Chameleon. He said producers don't worry about mixing and mastering. There's no rules in music. I'm paraphrasing, but I think that's what he said. There's no rules
I remember.
In music.
I saw the.
And I was like, okay. What I commented like, wait, what do you mean? Are you saying that they shouldn't worry about mixing and mastering and engineering? That confused me so much because I felt like it was, and he didn't reply to tell me what he means, and I felt like it was so misleading because worry about engineering. Worry about it. That's what I believe.
It's like, trust me, it's horrible. It doesn't look good on you.
Exactly.
And the thing is, we also, those people, they are flooded. If you can check, a lot of people, especially the big guys, they are flooded with content music and so on. And trust me, you only have one or two chances. If you send a song and then the quality is not right, they'll just say, maybe it's a nice one, but second time they'll give you an ear. But if it's the same, I can tell you that from the third time they won't download your songs. Every time they see the name, they're like, man, they'll put it aside. So rather spend time working, getting it right.
True.
So that when you send it to them, they have the proper quality. They can judge based on the quality that you're giving them. You know, so that tomorrow they can give you an ear. They'll be like, no, when Cy Jones sends her songs, we know that they have the necessary quality or the required quality. You know.
Yeah, I 100% know. That's on knowledge and on period. That's what the Americans would say, on period. So, because I wanted us to talk about just sonically, like I said, where you are, and you did mention that you're trying to itch this thing of making Afro cool or making Afro popular again. I honestly, I'm so distanced to it because in my mind, Afro's rocking it's been rocking. I'm just thinking, because you just dropped, was it an album of your features?
It was an EP.
It was an EP. I actually enjoy that you didn't put EP there. I don't know why. I enjoyed that you didn't put EP, because I've had conversations with some people where they ask me, what's the difference between an album and an EP? And then they also ask, don't people have confidence in their music? Is that why they're not just leaving it to be an album?
You know, for me, I had over, I think I'm close to 15 to 20 songs that I would say now they are engineered, you know. So I was like, man, the idea was to take out 8 songs.
Sure.
But I was like, no, let me, because I'm on the process of rebranding. You don't want to waste content, because rebranding, it means I'm starting from scratch. I changed my name from the full G-Wash10 to G-Wash10, you know, so still sound the same, simply because when people Google my name, what appears, it's George Washington, which is the first president of the United States, you know.
Branding is hard. Branding is hard.
So, you know, the very same guy that I was telling you about, he's the one that gave me all the pointers and said, this is what's working against you, because people can't really find your content.
Yeah.
So we started and we're like, okay, let's, within the rebranding, here's the 3 months plan, whatever, take out an EP that people would now see the name. For me, I'm happy when I see whatever number, you know, playing my music. Be it 50, but that's where you start. I can't just release something and expect to have 1 million thingy. You know, I have an option to boost. Yes, it's stuff. It costs money. But when the time is right, I'll do that. You know, when I have the necessary resources, I'll do that. But the project was basically to start reintroducing the brand and the sound, you know, that I'm making, to say, whenever you hear the sound, know that you can pay it with me. You know, so
I mean, with, you see, make Afro cool again. Anyway, Afro. So with what you did there, because with what you did there, I enjoyed, because you made the sound something that can be also consumed commercially, and just had gang vocals on it. Which is great.
Yeah, it's all vocals.
It's all vocals. Yeah, and that's something I felt like. These new kids nyani are missing, because they want all these other people to play them. I'm
and
I'm a new kid as well. What am I saying? But at least I'm aware.
You know, I'm in a privileged position to engage with some of the legends. You know, the other time I had Fisters coming to my studio and would have a conversation about the industry. Those are the guys that will tell you that there's music for the streets and there's music for radio.
100%.
So we need to learn that, because people are saying radio is not playing our music. But have you understood what radio wants? Did you take the time to learn what kind of music does radio play? And yesterday I had a conversation with one of the legends as well. And I felt, thing is, I admitted that there's a lot of things that I don't know. And that's why our conversation lasted for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Taking me back to the Brenda Fassie era to now, to say they made it without the internet.
They did.
And they're still making it now. They're still relevant now. One thing that made me realize is that I need to go out there and access information and learn and understand, register with the necessary structures. You know, there was a lot of things that were mentioned to me. That, do you know that a venue pays some a fee and stuff, and if you are a DJ, you are licensed, you are registered as a DJ, you play at that venue, submit a playlist, you can get paid for your songs. And you know, like it was just a 360 conversation or discussion around the possibilities of making money and how you should better expand your knowledge in the industry. And I said to myself, I just knew the surface. So now I'm going to take time and go underground, just so that I know that when I'm making music, it's not just about making music and you know, putting it on data file host. Because
data file host, because remember those days.
And those things, people are getting money from that.
What do you mean? Is data file host monetized now?
People make money from that.
You
visiting the website, they're making money.
Oh yes, but when as the content creator, you're not. As the song maker, you're not.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing. That's the conversation also we've been having. By the way, I mean, maybe to make Afro cool again, we need to throw data file host Nyana for 2 days.
No, but you know what I've learned. Like, let me just show you something. The pain of seeing a song on data file host. Like, I mean, I mixed and mastered a song. It cost me 2.5.
Yes.
The time, what we had, the conversation, the time that you spend in studio, it, like, there should be a rate. Like, now as someone who works, I know that per day or per hour, this is how much I'm earning.
Which is how much?
10 rand. Yeah, 10. I mean, it's better than nothing.
Hey, 10. You can't even buy a loaf of bread with 10 rands. But anyway.
You can. Fagumoya, you can buy it. It's 10 rands. You know, life is not expensive. Standards are.
That is a debate.
It is. Like, to be honest, I'll be ignorant to say life is not expensive. But the minute you won't feel the pain is accepting your situation in life. If you earning this much, don't force yourself to go beyond, because it's going to frustrate you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so level down yourself. I mean, Tina, we grew up with IQF, bribe packs, no name bribe packs. On the course, they used to cook as whatever IQF, but now we understand free range.
Yes.
We want.
It's what they sell to us, so clearly they're also robbing us. We can't even afford the basic things because 10 rand an hour. Oh man.
But yeah, you just need to understand where you are in life. I mean, like, even now, like, taking it to the music, I wouldn't expect myself, or I wouldn't have an issue if other people are telling me that, man, you know what, we can't put you on this platform because your brand hasn't reached there yet. There are people who would say, who are you? Are you going to attract people? Are you going to bring us money if we book you? What's your following?
I hear that, but I hear it, but I don't at the same time. But yeah.
So what I did to myself was that, okay, I need to accept where I am and build
and
my
work
brand.
there. And
the thing is, if you don't accept that, then you basically in denial.
Yeah.
You'll just want to fight and fight.
You want to fight, and you're gonna think people are against you.
People are against you. Like, I mean, someone would say, Joe, they don't want to put me on. Go deep in the city. What? And then okay, Joe, you have. Those people, there's something that they're looking for. So if they don't find you, then it means you're not relevant for that. So accept, look at what is it that they're doing. And it's like, now when you go into an interview for a job, you research about the company, whatever. So
is it fitting?
Is it fitting? You go to the website, you mix it with your qualification or whatever, so what people are missing is that sometimes they don't research. They just want to go there without understanding what is it that they're actually doing and what kind of sound do they actually play.
Well, I think I'm a very unorthodox person. I'm a very eclectic and a weird person. I've been offered certain platforms for certain things. I have been rejected certain platforms for certain things. But sometimes I've just been rejected platforms just for the sake of being rejected platforms. Sometimes I've been rejected platforms because I'm not mates with certain people. And that's why I just want to disclaim now that in as much as we can say that do the research, sometimes it might not be a fitting thing. Sometimes it might be that it's not that you're not fitting, honestly speaking. It's just that they don't understand or are looking into you or what you are doing.
True.
It might just be that.
True.
Because or sometimes it might not even be you. I don't want people to watch this and think that they are the problem, do you get me? Because sometimes you might not be the problem. Because it's just some people really
but what I'm saying is that you need to, whenever you're going to approach people, you need to understand what is it that they're doing.
Yeah.
You need to do your research. I mean, like
approach them other way though. That's what I believe.
There's a movement. There's what you call this tequila gang.
Yeah.
They more about deep house.
Soul deep as well, Nick.
Yeah, soul deep. Afro here and there. But imagine if you just see them streaming. You just see them streaming and like, I want to be on Tequila Gang, but only to find out that you're playing amapiano and it's not a genre that they offer. So you just need to know that whenever you approach them, what you have, is it relevant to their platform?
So for someone who's like open format, I can safely say I'm open format. Yeah. I'm very versatile. So I'm just trying to think now. Does that mean that I don't fit in anyway?
No, what I'm saying is that you get there and then understand, so that
But I do understand 100%.
Yeah,
that's how I am.
If you're a jack of all trades, when you get there, you must know that you're going to play deep house.
100%. And the thing is, this is now talking about. I'm just like I said, I like to be on the other side of the board and playing devil's advocate. Now for those versatile people, like for instance, I was having a conversation with I think it was at the time when I think it was Pay and Naves. I think Pay told me, he was just like, because they are the kings of the weekend, sometimes you find that people don't request them as much for like earlier slots because they are kings of the weekend branded. You get me? But they can do an early slot. Do you see? They can do an early slot. They can do it. I mean, they've been in the industry and been DJing long enough. They know what they're doing. But the people are like, we don't want to book you for early slots. Now seeing as though things close early, it's like weird. But it's like one of those things whereby you're like, I think it's there's no set in stone situation with this. I just think that I just think there's no set in stone. This is the part that I think has no rules. This is the part that I think has no rules.
As a venue or promoter, you can structure your things like. I saw with my sessions at Perere.
Yes,
the way
I love them.
The way we tend them to be now, like come there at 7 o'clock, you are rock. People are already activated. So there's this thing with lineups as well.
Running order.
Yeah, the running order is important.
Yeah,
your lineup must have a sequence. That's it.
Okay.
Build up from there.
I feel like we moved from talking about, but this is why I enjoy doing this thing, because we get to kind of engage on many things. On like a lot of things. And Nyani, like we talked about you, which did I tell you I loved your EP? I didn't tell you. I loved it. I loved it.
That's like, it's only few people who told me about my EP.
I loved it.
But a lot of them, when I bump to them like in person, that's when they call me on the side and like, yo, my man, and yeah.
I loved it. And I'm pretty sure I might have mentioned it on social media, because me, when I like something, I'm loud about it, but I probably didn't tag you. But I'm very loud about it. Even if I have a conversation with Mamang on the side, I'm like, did you hear that did you hear that joint? I talk about things I love. I loved it. Anyway, that's just that.
Sure,
I just wanted
thanks.
to I just wanted to
I need out.
to just put it on the side and just put it out there. So what are we doing now? What's the plan in terms of G-Washington musically? In any other thing? What's the plan? What are we doing? What's the plan?
Musically, I've been working on content, and like
I love
lately,
that you call it content.
Lately, during the lockdown, during the hard or the strict lockdowns, I couldn't work, and not because I was stressed or what, ne? Something just said to me, just because you are in the house doesn't mean you have to rush yourself in terms of making music. So I just came down, started understanding myself as a person, started, listening to other genres, especially African music from Mali, music from other parts of the continent. And then that's when I started grasping sounds,
Sure.
Emotions and stuff, and that inspired me a lot. So usually when the country opens or when the levels go down and people are just going out, that's where I'm starting to make music. That's where my creative juices are flowing. So within the past month, I worked on a couple of songs, and it's because there was just one final sound that I was looking for, and I managed to get it. And when I sent the Black Motion guys 2 of the songs, when someone picks up the phone immediately and calls you, like, "Come on, now you've got the formula. You've got the formula. Bring more. So I've worked on a couple of songs now, and then they link up to songs that I created
Sure.
months, years back.
That's the
stuff.
thing with you, isn't it? In
What?
terms of the sound you go for, it's not distant to one another. Somehow there's a feeling of
There's
linking.
they linking.
Continuancy or something like
so
that.
So my sounds, I just want them to be they futuristic.
Yeah.
That's why even if I can put a song and release it 5 years later, it will, sound relevant. So I managed to get the sound now, and it's just a matter of saying, how am I going to take it out to the people? And what I did was just to give a couple of DJs that are playing, give them songs, and then trust me, the response from them playing my songs, it's on another level. It says to me that the sound that you say you got now, it's being approved. So now I can say, how do I then structure myself and take it out? So I have songs that are being engineered now. So whenever it's done, that's when I'll decide what is it that I'm going to drop, when, how, and so forth. One thing is that, like I said, there's a strategy in place.
Yeah.
So we're following that strategy. We're following that, and it's giving us some guidance. People would say, why don't you take out song? Why don't you release? Just throw out songs every day. You can't do that. Calm down. Yeah. There will be time. There will be time. So yeah, it's about that, and yeah.
Yeah, I think people sometimes underestimate how much of a process making music is.
It is.
It's such a process. I mean,
it is.
Like when I dropped my first single ever in my life in 2019, and I wasn't involved that much in production there. I only did the composition of everything I did of life, and that in itself took my heart and my soul, like literally, and I didn't drop anything else afterwards because the complications that were involved with that one song made me very sad. I was very sad. I tell this to a lot of people when they ask me, but when are we expecting more music? I was like, guys, honestly speaking, I was knocking at the doors of depression after I dropped that song. So now I'm at a point whereby I am 100% involved in everything that I do, is in from beat production to composition to literally everything. So, and when people ask me, when, I'm like, relax. Just please relax. When it comes, it'll come.
It will come. We're not obviously we wouldn't sleep on ourselves.
We don't.
There's just time for everything.
100%.
It's like
100%. That's why I'm not mad at I'm not mad at waves. I will never be mad at waves just because there's a time for everything. There's literally a time. I will not be mad at Georgia Smith making an amapiano track. I won't be mad.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it. Guys, I will. I mean, we all. You saw that, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
There's a time for everything. There's a person for everything.
Back then we used to do bootlegs. Like they used to be popular. Where we would take, say it right, and put it on
on a beat. We are not the people to be speaking about other people in other countries.
Yeah, no, let them be. Let them be. We should actually be happy.
We should be happy.
At least we came up with something and
they are
following.
It.
Yeah, they are following us.
We should be so
we are
so
trendsetters.
Happy. Yes, exactly. We are trendsetters. We've always been.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
The way Amapiano is big, ne? When I went to Kenya in December, when you're walking in town, like left, right, and center, it's like when you in downtown Jozi, and there's just music playing from different stores, you find my piano dominating. And that shows that
something is happening. We are cooking with water.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
We are cooking, so let's not be mad. Like, let's just relax, chill, continue doing the music. Make sure
be trendsetters.
Yes, be trendsetters. Make sure you mix and master that music properly, so that you can be acknowledged on the global charts and the Grammy Awards. That's my only advice.
Yeah, that's it.
That's me. That's my only advice. Just mix and master properly, so that it can be acknowledged by the white people that choose the music. That's my only advice. But we shouldn't be mad, honestly speaking. That's all I have to say on that for now, honestly speaking. But listen, man, just to wrap everything up. I don't know if you want to say anything with regards to anything you're doing, not now musically, I mean in terms of eventing or anything like that.
There is a session at Berere called Ladies First.
I love that.
I would engage with a lot of female artists and DJs. It's actually, it's sad, but they are coming right.
What's sad? Tell me what's sad.
You hear some complaining on how they are treated by male promoters and stuff, so the idea, just to not to write on that, the idea behind the concept was just to give female DJs a platform and opportunity, and empowering them. And if you can check, you were there, all the female DJs, I think it's 4 months now, if it's not 5 months, where I've been running the sessions. All the female DJs that came there, all of them, I can tell you with confidence, they were happy from the hospitality.
100%.
Payments. Sometimes there will be delays here and there.
Definitely, I was happy.
But everything will be on time. I just try to. So the idea is just to give women an opportunity. And that's it. And there's been a lot of female artists like blowing up now.
Recently there've been a lot of girls,
but some still need a lot of work, and that's what I will do. Like, that's I'll come to you when you ask me how do I play. I'll tell you that actually you need to go back to the drawing board. There are few that I actually helped in terms of giving lessons to say, no, this is how you should.
Can I tell you the funny thing, ne? The funny thing is that I'm all about girls. Like, if you know me, I'm all about girls. When I used to host at Kantari, I had once a month where I literally just had girls. Like, I'm all about the girls, which is, I feel like the energy that has been missing amongst girls, each of us. Because if we all had that mentality, I just feel like we could do so much. We could occupy so much. You get me? Because when I got to Jozi, I feel like the girls didn't receive me the way that I would have received them, the girls. So I just felt like, you know what, it's fine. So now I'm all about receiving the girls, and I don't feel like a man has to be the one to give us platforms. Honestly, we can create our own platforms and give each other platforms.
I mean, there are opportunities. I mean, the world is open now. Females can do whatever if they can sit down and say this is what we want to do, they can do it. You don't have to rely on men.
We don't honestly have to rely on any one of them, even though Nyani, the industry is very male dominated. It's nice to see that there are genuine guys like you who are like, hey, I want to make a platform for female. Genuinely.
Because for me, the end goal is for me stepping out and having the female running the sessions.
Yeah, I'm over here. Hey, I'm here. I can do it. Like a great job, even. Like I'm here. So when you're ready,
you can be the what do you call this? You can come as a monthly host.
Even I can also do that.
Yeah, just come there and let me see when it's you hosting it.
Yeah, to see what
is it? What kind of vibe would you bring?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm listen.
I will engage.
Oh man, thank you so much actually for pulling up and for having a good time with me. We are gonna tagline your social media, but just in case, I think you should just share your social media with us. So that people can listen to you. Can listen to you. Yeah, I can listen to him, I guess, and he can also follow you. But at the same time, following you is the most key part, because I feel like your spirit is. I hope I'm not wrong about you, Jesus. What's your social media?
Twitter, it's GW_G-Wash with the number 10, 10. And then Instagram, it's the same GW_G-Wash10. And then Facebook, it's G-Wash10.
Awesome.
So when they see that, they must just relate it with the formerly known G-Washington.
Yes. Yeah. The formerly known G-Washington, very important. G-Wash10. Awesome. Thank you again for coming through.
Thanks a lot for...
Yeah. This was fun. It was long, but it was fun. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, G-Washington.
Yeah.
For now, I want to tell you, subscribe. Leave a comment if there's anything you want to drop. You know that I'm here for it. Otherwise, for now, this is Cy Jones and G-Washington saying,
cheers.
Peace out.